You weirdo. I know they're fighting over it. I went the bucket.
Yeah, they're really funny to watch. Nora, watch the dogs. No way, these are too much fun.
There's nothing in the bucket, they just want to fight with a bucket. They like to lay in the buckets, it's funny. Looks like a pretty tight fit, guys. Silly goats. Hey, silly billies. Thank you very much. That's very pretty. Yes, you are beautiful. My goodness. You're very showy today. My cock. He's doing the dance too. Oh, look at that. Lovely. I'm gonna sing your song too. Will you sing your song? Oh. Oh. Beautiful. What about you? Hey? Ooh. Come on. You gonna show off too? No? So it's me again. I've had a rather busy day. It's Wednesday the 26th. Oh, the tea is too hot. What did I do today? Well, I filmed most of it. I met a friend for coffee in the morning, well, ish. And then I went over to our local park. I filmed some stuff there, took some pictures, and then I sat and sketched, as you've seen, the part of the whatchamacallit, I guess it's called the band shell or something at the park. A long time ago I had a fine arts teacher who said that I spend a great deal of time on landscaping, but I've got that down pat, and I should really practice on architectural stuff, which I don't enjoy doing as much because it's like math, all the angles and straight lines and stuff. But he's right, you know, it's discipline and it's good for you. So I did that. I think I did okay. It's not really finished, but you know, I didn't want to get fried. I sat under a shady tree, but then as time went on, of course, you know, the earth moves, so does the sunlight. And I think I might have fried a little bit, but I can't tell because it's too early in the evening, and usually it doesn't go really red for me until later on, so we'll see. And then I went to our community dinner at church, which was yummy. I had a whole lot of coleslaw. And then, that sounds like a good name for a band. Whole lot of coleslaw. Okay, maybe not. And then I went to our Advent Cafe, they call it. It's an evening service. And we have it on the front lawn in the summer, the front lawn of the church, so it's nice. And the youth group put on music. And my cat just came out from under the couch. Hi, Mortimer. Weirdo. So, yeah. So, the last couple of weeks I've been pretty good health-wise. I've had a couple of off days, but nothing really, really bad. So I've been doing a lot of really creative stuff. Like I think I finally finished that tiger painting, finally. I'm starting another one. And I went out sketching and stuff, so that's good. So I've been feeling a lot more upbeat about things, which is good. Maybe I'm, knock on wood, dare I say, maybe I'm finally over the initial depression of being unemployed due to illness, I hope. So now I just have to deal with the standard clinical depression and the anxiety. So we'll see. I'm supposed to come up for a review next year, probably early next year. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. I know a friend that was supposed to come up from review, and it's been 7 years and he's never seen the office, so. But I have seen newer doctors, and that hasn't been good news. I went to see this ear, nose, and throat doctor just recently because he's another supposed dizziness specialist. And he talked about, and this is a real thing, I forget what it's called, but it's like crystals in your ear canal, and they break off and they damage your nerve endings, but you can retrain your brain and your inner ear to suit it or fix it. And he gave me some exercise, and then he suggested I go to physiotherapy, to the physiotherapist that's right upstairs, who is not covered by our health insurance. And he handed me a pamphlet, and I noticed while we were waiting there was 2 other people walking out of there with pamphlets, which is a little suspect, right? It's a little suspicious. So yeah, one of the things he told me was exercise with your feet on the ground type of exercise, like walking and that kind of stuff is really good for, you know, realigning your balance. And I said, well, I don't drive. I walk everywhere. Well, so you have to more than just walk. You could try hiking, which is walking, right? A little more strenuous maybe, but it's still walking. And then he suggested jogging. And my mother laughed because she was sitting right there, and she laughed because I'm walking with a walker and a cane. So what do you want me to do? Push my walker ahead of me? Like, I just don't know. It's yeah, he sounded really dismissive, like he just didn't have time for me, you know. And I've been feeling that a lot in a couple of doctors that I've gone to see about this. I almost feel like they don't believe me. And I don't know. It's a little disheartening. It took me a couple of days just to get over that appointment, you know. So I guess I'll call the original neurologist that sent me to him, if they don't call me, to see if she wants to see me again. If not, then I will go to my family doctor and ask him about it. See if there's a physiotherapist here. I mean, he did give me a list of exercises to try. I've been doing them, and they make me so dizzy I'm nauseated. So I don't know. Maybe that helps me in the long run. I don't know, but I think it's not just that. Like, I think there's other things going on. Like, he didn't even bring up the fact that I'm having migraines all the time. He didn't even bring that up. He didn't bring up the brain lesions that they found. He didn't bring up the passing out at all. Like, he didn't bring up any of those things. So I don't get it. Like, it's not just an inner ear thing. But then this guy is an ear, nose, and throat specialist. I forget what they're called. But, yeah. So that was a bad thing. But, you know, that was a couple weeks ago, and I'm over it. You know, I'm trying to... My deal now is to try and do as many positive things as I can to feel good. And the church stuff really helps. Like, I always feel really great after going to the evening service, the Advent Cafe. I find it really uplifting, and I feel enlightened. I feel more creative. And I know it doesn't work for everyone, and I'm not saying that everybody should go to church. Like, I'm not saying that at all, but it really works for me. It helps me a lot. It puts me in a better place, and I've met so many wonderful people. Like, I was chatting with this one girl who's now a deacon in the church, in the Anglican church, and she's fabulous. She's just so open and caring and great to talk to. So it was fun spending time with her, and it was fun having a community dinner with people of all walks of life. And you know, like, sharing food is a big part of going to church. Like, that's a big issue. When you look at the Bible, almost everything sacred. Probably the most sacred thing is to share food, because during the time of the Bible and the area that it was, food was scarce. So it was a really important, sacred thing to share your food with your neighbors and your friends and that kind of stuff. So that's a big deal, you know. So to go to community dinner at a church is really warm and really powerful, you know. And it reminds you that you don't have to have all the answers, and that it's okay to need people, and it's okay to need help, and it's okay to be with other people that might need your help. You know, the sharing part is really important. So that can be very inspiring, you know. It is for me anyway. Other than that, my mom's doing okay. We went to I've got some footage of that you've probably seen already. We went to see the local sort of farm rescue area. It used to be a petting zoo, but they had some incidences of jerks, which happens, you know, and some animals got injured and stolen and abused. It's just terrible how people can ruin things for other people. But so now it's just sort of farm animal rescue, which is really cool. And I think I filmed the one area where they planted a tree for the 27 Canadians who lost their lives in 9/11. Some of those stories are heartbreaking, you know. There's one guy, a couple of people who, one man was working there and his sister was there just visiting, and she died. And there was a husband and wife that both worked there, and they perished together. That's something that we need to never forget, is 9/11, and to never forget how close we are to that happening again all the time. And I'm not saying we should live in fear, but when you have leaders that want to pick fights with less powerful countries in the Middle East, people who don't have the same kind of firepower as they do, as we do, that's the tactics that they choose to do, and they're very good at it. We call it terrorism, they call it warfare. They don't have the firepower that we do. Certainly don't have the firepower. Nobody has the firepower that America does. So instead, they take their own planes, our own planes, and fly them into buildings. Or they make homemade bombs. And they convince your own people, your own countrymen, to make homemade bombs. So we need to be wary of that all the time before we allow our leaders to bully their way into getting what they want from other countries. And yeah, I'm talking about Trump. I don't like to get political on my channel, but I think that the American people really need to think about what he's doing and the words that he's saying and the people that he's provoking. this is really scary, and the last thing anybody needs is another war, especially one that we can't win. The sadness of a Christian knowing full well that most of our history, most of religion's histories, started in the Middle East, and we know for a fact it's never going to be peaceful in the Middle East. It's not. It's not going to happen because people will not give. And we need to stay the hell out of it. That's the way I feel about it. I think that we need to stop picking fights with them, and we need to bolster our own borders and be careful. We have to be careful who we let in. We still need to let people in. And Mexicans are not the problem. You need to be watching for people that are emigrating from the Middle East, not Mexico. We need to bolster our borders, we need to protect ourselves, and we need to stay the hell out of the Middle East. Because we can't fix it. And I don't think that they're trying to fix it. I think they just want the oil. What we need to do is spend money on reusable fuels. Renewable fuels, not fossil fuels. So I got a bone to pick with our own government, who decided to, even though he promised he wasn't going to put through that pipeline, he's putting it through. So anyway, enough of politics. So wherever you can find your inspiration and your positivity, find it. You know, go out there and look for it. Whatever it is, whether a creative outlet, or go to the library, read some books, watch a movie, something. You know, whatever inspires you to feel good about the world and yourself. Stop watching the news and find your positivity. It's hard, but do it, because you're going to go crazy otherwise. Especially you're like me, who spend a lot of time by themselves. You know, I'm a bit of an introvert. This is why this is such a good outlet for me. But I don't go out much. So, you know, you need to find something that will inspire you to feel healthy, you know. Anyway, that's my little preach of the day. I hope you're all having a great time, a great day. Have peace in your life, and you're healthy. And I will see you next time. Okay, bye for now.